Hmm.
Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op.
Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, and I'm your host. I'm one of your hosts. Ian, and I got Jared, Dave, and Aaron. We got all four of the crew on this episode, finally. It's been a while since the whole team's been on it. I don't know why you guys showed up all to talk video games today. I guess maybe it had something to do with our special guest, Quentin, first timer.
Hey.
Yeah, and we'll talk about him in a minute. But I got to finish this. Please do me a favor and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Couch Co-op Shows. Oh, one word, no hyphen. How is everybody doing this evening?
Mm.
Doing good.
I'm doing good.
Much better now.
Yeah, this frosty beverage is definitely improving my evening.
Yeah, especially for me having the dentist as a fun little expedition. This definitely helps afterwards.
Congratulations.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Is everyone's life as busy as mine is right now?
Yes.
I have two
How
young
is it?
children, so yes.
I don't know how busy
Mine.
your life is.
Jared's got kids. Dave's building an add-on to his house.
Yep.
Aaron's
digging dirt.
expecting a child.
Mm-hmm.
And Quentin's just a young man, living the dream.
I guess.
When I was young.
Yeah. So Aaron's not going to be the only
Margaret.
child in the house.
Yeah, Aaron's not the youngest one on the episode today.
Oh.
It's true. Very true.
Well, since we have a first-timer on the show, it's customary for us to ask him a couple questions. We haven't had a guest on the show in like a fucking...
It's been a minute.
an eternity.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, eternity of minutes. Jesus Christ.
So, Quentin, I didn't really prep you for this because I just
you
wanted
didn't.
I wanted your unfiltered...
Little boozed up too.
Yeah. We like to ask our first-timers, like, how did they get into video games? What was that first game? Who brought it into your life? What was it about video games that made you become a player?
I started really young. I got a Game Boy Advance when I was like
Ooh.
5 years old,
Nice.
and I lived on shovelware for the longest time. Like
Movie
I have-
tie-ins.
like Jackie Chan Adventures, the game, and like Harry Potter.
Jurassic
Park?
Though,
Nice.
wait, no, I'm actually not remembering back far enough. My mom had a
goodness.
Game Boy Color.
Mhm.
there was-
Oh, that's what I have right
yeah.
here.
The gray one, yeah.
Not the Pikachu one, like.
Mm.
Awesome.
It didn't have Pikachu on it, but it was gray. It had Super Mario Land, and there was a port of Mega Man 2 on there. I played those a bunch, and Tetris. And that's when I got my Game Boy Advance, because I remember bringing that black. It was a black cartridge with me.
I'm almost prepared for you. I've got a copy of Tetris right here.
Mine is black.
Fun game.
Wow, I've never seen the black copy. I
I'll have to find it.
think it's because like everyone I knew had Tetris when they got the original Game Boy. But great game.
Mhm. Yeah, no, it had color on it and everything. I think it was like a Game Boy Color version of the game.
So what is
I
it
mean,
about video games that you enjoy that like just made you just keep playing video games? Like, I when I first got into video games, it didn't really take.
Didn't take.
So I'm curious, like, why are you just so into them?
I studied. I like. I don't know. I think it all clicked when I started like seeing the score counter in Tetris, and like slowly developing strategies over time to like live through the marathon, just keep on going. And then that day when I finally beat my mom's score and stuff
I
like
can
that.
I can relate to that because I remember my dad and I, like my sister and I had Game Boys with Tetris on it. And I remember we used to play it linked up, and I remember the first time I beat my dad at it, on like the two-player co-op. It was kind of like, this is cool.
I could never get my Game Boy back from my parents because they couldn't stop playing Tetris.
You guys got lucky.
Yeah.
I was the only one. In a sense, no one ever really played video games in my house. I pretty much, my mom said the consoles were for both of us, which really meant it was for me. My brother was just kind of a cop out. The reason to get the day.
I never
I
really
was
played
okay
my
with
Game
that.
Boy. I mean, my Game Boy, my OG Game Boy is in pristine condition. Like, it is like, you could put it back in the box and sell it for new and you wouldn't know someone owned it for this long. That's how, I just like,
Wow.
I had it, I took care of it. I would turn it on once in a while and kind of fiddle around with it, but then I'd be like, I don't want to fucking play this.
Speaking of which, did you? You may not be old, Quinn. You have the? Did you ever have the Game Gear by chance? One of those
No.
beastly. Oh my God!
Or
I
what-
got one of the.
Cue
That's
Dave
what got
getting
me
a
into
Game
portable
Gear.
gaming.
I have a
Well,
Game Gear too.
You
I have a Game Gear too.
you know
Come
how
on.
it is.
I got Aaron's Game Gear.
Yeah, I know. Mine.
So,
So-
Quentin,
Which
what
is
was
okay.
your favorite game for that system?
Oh, for Game
Ooh.
Boy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna talk about how like the other memory that I really have where I sat down and like I was like really because I didn't grow up with console games until the 360 came out, specifically when the Kinect came out because I wanted a Wii
Wow.
Oh yeah.
and we got a Kinect instead.
Uh,
But
oh goodness.
I remember getting Link to the Past. There was a Link to the Past Four Swords GBA cartridge, 2-in-1.
Oh yeah.
And I remember getting lost. I never made it to the Dark World until I got like into middle school.
That's
I got
crazy.
so
Jeez,
lost
yeah.
in that game. But like
Wow.
just getting lost and taking in the world and hearing the sights and that from that really, really mediocre speaker. Just
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a
that-
similar experience with Final Fantasy IV on the Game Boy. It's like that sucked me in.
Oh.
Yeah.
and then I think Kirby. There was a Nightmare
Oh,
Dreamland,
Kirby.
Amazing Mirror. Both of those took up way too much of my time.
Kirby Dreamland for me, and then eventually the Kirby Superstar for the Super Nintendo. That done. Great,
So-
great game.
Aaron, how old are you again? I forget. I'm
34.
34. That's right, man. So Quentin's 21 years old. He's newly able to drink.
Jesus.
Happy birthday.
Well, he's
Thank
not
you.
that
Yeah.
happy
Well,
birthday.
yeah,
Happy
no.
birthday,
I
man.
just meant he's newly able to
Yeah, I
in the
know.
sense that anyway, but it's interesting because you do think about the kids and how they grew up with Game Boys or 3DSs and that was like their kind of their only console, I guess.
I was always
Right.
behind.
Well, that's fine if you were
I-
behind, but like there's a group of children that like I didn't ever get into the handheld thing, but there are like there's a
Yeah.
range of kids or like older people at this point that's all they were really into for a while. That
And you see,
and so you mention all these games and they just like I have no idea what
Bounce
they are.
right off the end. Yeah.
Okay.
and you say
Alright.
you say hand-me-downs, but I also remember when I was like a real young kid. It's like playing Atari 2600 and Spectrum games and like various other computers that came out before the stuff that I had. It's like so.
I mean, most of my consoles are hand-me-downs from these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Quentin,
All
what
right.
did you play between your Game Boy days then and your Xbox days? Because that's a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, it is. So I had the GBA up until I got the 360. I had the GBA up until I had a DS Lite when that came out. And I played that
Oh,
for
I have one of those.
That was a good
It's
system.
nice.
Phantom
It was a great
Hourglass.
system. I agree.
Yeah.
Was the only game I had on it for like a year. I played
Which one?
Phantom Hourglass.
Oh,
The
okay,
Legend of
yeah.
Zelda Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah, I like
for like, oh my god, I don't even know how many hours I have on that save.
Well, games are so expensive as new consoles come out. I mean, yeah, inflation adjusts it properly, but still, it's like it's hard to want to find new games. Also, if you find a new game, it's like, do I really want to spend that much on it? I might be bored with it. I'm gonna go with this. I feel like
Yeah.
that's kind of how it is sometimes. And then also, if you know enough people, you can just borrow from them almost eternally, so you don't have to really buy any new games anymore, really.
Yeah, I remember that being in school. That was one of the things, was that if you had, there was usually a group of a couple of people who had the same system, and you would swap games and do. I played a lot of Game Gear games, Game Boy games, and Amstrad
Yeah.
and Amiga games.
But then I have a 7-year-old that's growing up with a PS4, PS5, a Switch, all kinds of VR, all kinds of stuff. Like I couldn't even imagine this growing up with this kind of crap when
I wouldn't have a kid, but if I did have a kid, they wouldn't be allowed to touch any of my shit. They'd have to go outside and fucking play with rocks and sticks because that's what I had to do. So fuck them kids. They're not touching my shit.
That's what we all had to do, I think.
Go play with the dog. It's your responsibility. That dog is your responsibility.
Well, if it's any consolation, and I killed an elk.
It'll love it.
I killed a deer when I was hunting.
Oh,
and I brought it back.
Nice, dude.
And Robin and my daughter and I butchered it.
That sounds fun.
Oh wow!
Nothing like father-daughter bonding, like butchering up a deer.
Over a big hunk of meat.
Quentin, we have one more main question we have to ask you that we ask everybody.
Okay.
What is your favorite video game of all fucking time?
I don't own it. It's not like I don't own like a physical copy of it because it's an MMO.
That's all right.
Oh, this is gonna you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this, Jared. You're gonna love this.
I think I looked at your profile because I was like, okay, he's gonna be with us tonight.
Yes.
And
did you click it? MMO addict.
I did.
Still playing Final Fantasy 11 in 2021.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So talk about this. Tell me.
I never played that one actually. I've been tempted, but I never did.
Me neither.
So tell us.
It was originally a PS2 game,
right?
Yeah.
That you needed to have that hard drive for to connect to online, and you had to have a sub and everything. And I didn't really get into 11 until like 2015, 2016, when I was in school, and I just needed like games to play online, and I got into classic servers for like WoW, like Burning Crusade, and I found a Final Fantasy 11 classic server, and I started playing through that, and I just fell in love with it almost immediately. It was like,
and this is because you didn't like 14, right?
No. The me disliking 14 comes later.
Oh, okay.
I did not. It's not that I dislike 14. It's a different game, right?
Right.
It's not everything that I like out of an MMO. It's a perfectly fine game, and I think it's very honed in on that the new style of MMOs, which is like sort of like a roller coaster where you do the thing, you do the content, it goes up, you do the content, it goes down.
But you wanted an EverQuest game, is what you're saying.
Yes. Oh, and I started playing EverQuest frequent. I played EverQuest and stuff like that. And I've been getting back into it recently. It's
but did you ever play Final Fantasy 11 on a PS2? Have you ever done that? No.
You never owned a PS2.
I never owned a PS2. I went to 360. I was going to mention that. You guys kept mentioning Game Gear and stuff like that. And the reason I know about all those games is because there was I think it was like the Sonic's Mega Collection or something like that.
Yeah.
That had 70 something games. And I remember going through Phantasy Star 1, 2, 3, and 4 all within 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, dang.
I love that series.
I remember playing that on the Master System, like the Sega Master
I've never
System.
played a Phantasy Star.
I knew about them as I touched them. Mm-hmm. Fantasy
Go
Star
ahead, Quinn.
Online.
What?
Yeah, I had a bunch of Kinect games and that. So I played a bunch of Genesis games for almost a year and a half until I got. It was Naruto Ninja Storm 2.
It is funny to buy a brand new console and play retro games for the first couple of years you own it.
Wait,
that's pretty great.
Dave I don't know. Did all three of you guys? I know Dave and Jared had a 360. Aaron, did you have a 360?
He did.
I did, yeah.
Did you
I had
guys
the
have
Alienware
Kinect?
looking one.
Did you have Kinect?
No.
No, I never
No.
got the Kinect because mine was. I think I can't remember whether that was compatible with the original white one or not, but I don't know.
Kinect was huge for a moment in time.
I think the reason I didn't get it was because I got an iToy for the PlayStation 2, and I used that a little bit, and then I was like, nah, no point in getting the Kinect. It's just like a better iToy, if you know what I mean.
So did you play a lot of Kinect games, Quentin?
Oh God.
Like a lot of this? Do a lot
Fantasia,
of this?
baby.
Okay. No, it was Kinect Adventures, that one.
The
one where you have to like push the things and like you got to reach your hands out. There was that Dance Central. I have a bunch of games downstairs. That Dance Central. This was my introduction to. It wasn't my introduction to RPGs because my DS had Dragon Quest IX, and that game is amazing. But I had Blue Dragon, Final Fantasy 13. I'm still so pissed off about my copy of Blue Dragon because it came with the scuffed disc 1, and it's a 3-disc game.
Oh, that sucks.
What?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It's like 3/4 through disc 1 where it stops.
That's harsh.
And it's right in the middle of like a really good cutscene, and it's like this drill comes out of the ground and then it stops.
Yeah.
It doesn't even stutter. It just stops. Like it just freezes.
Oh fuck!
And they couldn't buff it out. You couldn't take it to someone and buff it out. You didn't try that.
I didn't have the money for that. I was like,
how much did that cost then? That expensive?
Like Game Crazy used to do that for like $1 or $2. But yeah,
I should have known better. It was like $5 at GameStop.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, back in the Game Crazy days, dude.
Oh,
fuck GameStop.
I love Game Crazy.
I miss Game Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
You want to talk about? I used to go to Hollywood Video for some games too.
Yeah, that's the one that had Game Crazy.
That's the one that had Game Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Game Crazy.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
That was Game Crazy.
At first they were just
Hollywood
selling
Video.
like their old ex-rental stuff, and then they started this Game Crazy, and I got so many awesome games out there, like Taiko Drum Master. I got a copy of Time Crisis 2 with 2 light guns, and it was like $15, something silly.
I got this from Game Crazy.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Controller.
Does that have that lovely soft touch plastic on it that goes like?
Is it a ball? Oh, wait. Okay.
Shadow the Hedgehog controller.
Oh, you can tell that controller has like the mushy buttons of a third-party controller.
Anyway,
that's such a '90s controller.
It's so tiny. It's not. It's for a child's hands. It's not for my. It's like. It's like a Joy-Con. It's like, ugh.
Oh yeah.
Joy-Cons suck.
All right. Well.
Okay, Final Fantasy 11.
Final Fantasy
11. Favorite game of all time. That's great.
All time though. All time. So graphics don't mean shit to you. Is that
no? It's the content. It's okay. If I had to do like a top 3 right now, it's like you like put a gun to my head sort of thing. It was just like I'd blurt it out. I'd go Final Fantasy 11.
Peach Beach.
Dragon Quest 8. Dragon Quest 8, Final Fantasy 11, and Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition.
Whoa, that's an interesting choice.
Never played
Left field there.
I played Devil May Cry 4. I played
Oh,
through that.
I like it. I didn't think I was going to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
Really, the only one I dug into was DMC.
I really like character action games. They're so fun.
Like Bayonetta
I can't wait
and
for
shit?
Bayonetta 3. Oh my god, I can't wait for Bayonetta 3.
I was a little disappointed. It looks like a fucking Wii game. I mean, it looks so dated.
It's on the Switch. It's on the Switch. You know what it is? You know what it reminded me of, that trailer? Do you remember same studio, Scalebound? Do you remember when that was revealed?
And then it was
Xbox?
and it was taken away.
It was canceled.
Yeah.
Bayonetta starts dancing, and there's a giant creature. What was also in Scalebound?
Oh, is it?
You control giant creatures.
Oh, well,
interesting.
I always
hope
that they someone would pick up Scalebound and then like Microsoft would release the license and someone else would take it over. Because Sony would totally fucking finish that game, just because they're weird.
Just to stuff it in Microsoft's face.
I'm a huge Platinum Games fan.
Right.
I have.
Oh
a
yeah, I
shit ton.
love Platinum games.
I have. I mean,
Oh.
you know. I mean, I got fucking. I got.
I'm playing through
I
Astral
got
Chain for, like, the
Platinum
first
Games
time.
for days.
I have a copy of that too.
Mad
Mad
World.
World, for those that
Yeah.
are listening.
Mad World.
This is another Platinum game.
And then
Oh my
there's
god, Anarchy
Reigns for the
Reigns.
PS3.
Yeah, some classics. They've been around a while.
But
I remember them from the Clever Studio
Oh.
stuff.
Ian, you should trade in that Shadow the Hedgehog controller. I just looked it up on eBay. Last one that sold went for $100, and there was one that went
$100.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okami,
Yeah,
didn't have the
that's
ball.
solid.
Okami.
It
Beautiful
didn't have
Joe.
the ball.
Oh wow, okay, so he might be able to get more.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Condition has probably been used like maybe a half a time. Beautiful.
Do you have
Joe.
God Hand? Do you have God Hand?
I don't have God Hand. That's an expensive game.
Oh,
That's an expensive fucking game, dude.
it's such a good game.
But we
though.
have it. We have. He also worked on Urban Reign, I
Party
believe,
Kid.
Dave.
Oh.
Oh man,
It did.
yeah, I have a couple of copies of Urban Reign knocking around the place. I think
You
I've
do.
got at least 2 or 3 copies of Urban
Ah.
Reign.
Yeah, funny.
Urban Reign.
I think God Hand and Urban Reign are related in some way.
No, not
No?
even the same studio. Namco.
No, I thought there was
Urban
a.
Reign.
I thought there was a dude that
Huh.
was related between.
You know
those
what it
two.
is? Urban Reign, I think, had some people from the Tekken team.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that would make sense because it's
Yeah.
it does share some of the characters even. I
Characters,
believe.
yeah, it does share those characters.
Isn't that
Isn't
Paul?
Namco?
Yeah, Namco.
And the Bruce Lee type character,
Martial law.
martial law.
Yeah,
yeah.
Martial law.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh goodness.
All right, well that's Quentin. We welcome to the. You're now a couch co-opper. Welcome.
Hey, thank
You've
Yes,
you've
you
made
are.
it through the hazing.
Cool.
You can be on the show anytime you want. Just
Oh,
don't
drop
just don't
in.
like just show up all the time because those type of people I have a problem with and I have to kick off the show. Anyway, inside joke. Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, he's tried kicking me off, but I keep showing back up. So
That's
Can't
not
get rid of
true.
you.
And
That's
I'm
not
like, I'm like a roach. I can't get rid of me so easily.
true. What? You don't miss
So
him?
I'm like a roach. Can't get rid of me so easily. Oh, Scott. Who? Who are we missing? I don't know.
we're not. Why we just gone? This joke has gone on too long. And Quentin's like, "What the fuck are
Anyway,
they
anyway.
talking about?"
yeah.
You'd have to go through the episodes from the beginning.
Yeah, we
And then-
got some
You
inside
want me to go
jokes,
from
yeah.
beginning to end?
You'd have to
It'd
go from
take a
beginning to
Lord.
end.
That's a daunting task.
I'm sure you have better
Ooh,
things to do.
yeah.
He has nothing. He has
no,
nothing
not
better
right
to do.
now. Not right now. No.
But
we can give you some better games to play than listening to us.
Oh yeah, no, I played a bunch
Like
of
Dragon
games.
Quest 11 on your Switch. Come on.
I need to play Special Edition or
Yeah,
Definitive
yeah,
Edition.
Okay.
Totally.
no, but now we're going to talk about what we've been playing lately.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
so
sweet.
what we'll do, since you're the guest, Quentin, we can start with you. Give us a game you've been playing lately.
I played 4 games this week.
All right,
Do you want to go from the one I played the least or the one that I have the most
probably the
opinions
one you play the most.
on? That was Final Fantasy 11.
Okay, awesome.
But
All right.
actually no. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay.
I
Wow.
played Kingdom Hearts 3 for about 12 hours straight the other day because
Jesus.
I just
Uh,
installed the
great.
trilogy to my
Wow.
my PS5. Yeah.
I bought the games immediately when they came on the Epic Game Store because I love playing my games on PC. But I've recently had to factory reset my computer, so I lost everything. So I re-downloaded
Aw.
the games, and I'm starting from the beginning. And it's interesting because I've never fully completed Kingdom Hearts 3, despite being a big Kingdom Hearts fan. I've always gotten to a point in the game where I'm just like, and then I'll drop it.
It's just not very good.
Yeah, like I've had
Yeah.
enough. This is
Because
Like-
the story is complete nonsense. I haven't played
It-
it yet, but I've
it-
heard most of them are pretty nonsense. But they're
Uh,
fun to play.
It's all about scale. The game, like if I had a one word to explain it, it's like big. It's a big game. Like big areas, big things, big bosses, big enemies, lots of enemies, big hits, big effects, huge effort. Less, and it feels
Familiar.
almost less focused than some of the other games, and some of
Yeah.
the games that I have more of an attachment to, like Kingdom Hearts 2. But I've been having a fun time with it. It's certainly interesting watching like the systems and combat evolve throughout the entire series as I've played everything.
Like I only played the first one, and I enjoyed the first one, and when I went in to play the second one, the second one lost me, and I don't really know. I guess I just felt like the second one was just like more of the same, so I lost interest.
It starts as more of the same, and then develops into its own little beast.
It seems like they'd be really good Switch games at this point.
They're coming to Switch.
Yeah,
it would be.
They're coming to Switch.
They're coming to Switch as $60 games only. So I mean,
yeah.
Are they? Wait, is it 60?
Right.
No, I don't know. I'm just making jokes because Switch
Probably
is
wouldn't
awful.
surprise me.
But you have to stream it. You don't actually have it on your system. You stream it.
It's Square. Of course, they're going to make you charge $60 for a
well,
cloud version of the game.
Yeah.
No, I mean the third one they'd have to stream, but the first and second one were
No, they're all
PS2
being
games.
streamed.
They're all going to stream them.
Because if you
cloud-based.
remember in the presentation, it said PS4 footage.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's all
fine,
they're
but
all
I
streamed.
feel like the first and second could still be on the console.
Could be.
That's weird.
I feel like
But-
all of them, the one that you wouldn't need to stream is like probably like Birth by Sleep, which was originally a PSP game.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a couple of like Game Boy ones and some PSP ones.
Oh yeah, like the
Yeah.
The
King of
DS one.
Memories
Or
and
DS, yeah, something like that. Yeah, so they're kind of all over the place. But yeah, Nintendo's getting those, and they're all going to be streamed.
What do you
Yeah.
not like about Kingdom Hearts 3, Quentin?
The combat.
The combat.
Okay,
It's
so
not like half the game.
right.
No, there's
Well, okay.
There's musical segments.
there's
Yeah, mostly everything.
yeah. Okay, let's talk about Let It Go and Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Oh my God, that level is so interesting because it's literally.
I love Disney and Pixar and all that, so I'll probably just eat
I
all
do
that
too.
up.
If you want to hear imitation Tom Hanks as Woody, and imitation, what's his name?
Everybody.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen, yeah. If you want to hear imitations of that, that's there.
No,
They're there.
Oh, play it in Japanese. Okay.
Yeah, that too. And knowing
Oh,
how Square
goodness.
releases a lot of games, they actually release like dubs for a bunch of languages. Because I remember Final Fantasy 15 had like
Yeah.
English, Japanese, German, Russian,
Mhm.
bunch of
Oh,
stuff.
that game was
I loved that game.
It's a
that game was
wonderful
great. I loved it.
Got the
Oh.
platinum.
Well,
I
did
need to
not.
platinum
I
that game.
beat it.
Mhm.
what we need to do now, really though, is we need to segue over to Jared because Jared has actually played the newest, hottest game of the week,
Oh.
and he needs to talk about that shit.
Well, I've beat all sorts of games this week.
I know,
and
but we're
started
gonna
other
quickly
games, but,
rotate. We'll
uh,
rotate back, but I feel like
I'm
when
currently
I
wearing a
tease
Metroid
the
shirt.
title of the show in the podcast, the listeners are gonna have to wait 30 minutes to get to this fucking review.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm wearing a Metroid shirt right now. I just completed Metroid Dread on the Nintendo Switch,
Nice.
Ooh.
and it's really good. It's really good.
$60
I think-
good?
I don't know about $60. I think the people that are giving it 9s and 10s and stuff like that are kind of
They got it for free, I think.
yeah. They
Yeah,
probably got it for
and
free.
early.
Yeah.
Review codes and all that stuff, but it's super solid game. It's the final conclusion to Metroid. You know, the sequel was 19 years ago, the prior one. So it's been a long time for the 2D Metroid series to end. Dread was teased a long time ago, what, 2005 or
And then
something.
canceled,
garbage like
basically.
that.
Yeah,
And they-
wasn't it like a failed idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just never came out. So I'm almost willing to bet that they made the decision because Metroid Prime 4 is like 5 more years
They
away
really
or some
want this-
garbage like
they
that.
really
Like,
want
"We
this
gotta release a
Metroid Prime
Let's bring
4."
up this old content.
They really
So-
want this Metroid Prime 4, and it's going to be $60 too, but they want it so bad that I bet we could sell them a 2D game also for $60.
But yeah, Metroid Dread feels really good to play.
Make it
It's-
so. Make
it's
it.
really
Let's get
interesting.
Glaze and
Yeah, but
Nintendo
like
Glaze.
Give a golden shower.
it has all the powers you're used to in a Metroid game, but it's weird because I got skills and I didn't know what they were called. That was like half steps to the skills that you're used to, and then later you get the skills that you're used to. So it's really weird. They're kind of like half steps, maybe just to add a little more content to the game, which took me like less than 9 hours to complete the story. I mean, I'm only like 68% of the items gained. But I mean, that's just like missile packs, energy tanks, that kind of stuff, extra bombs. So I mean, it's not super important. I'm not like a completionist for a lot of Nintendo games. You know, they don't have trophies or anything like that. There's no reason to really get everything
You
unless
busted
just
through it
really...
though, right? I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, I did, but I just after you beat the game, which is very hard, by the way, it unlocks a hard mode.
FYI, I'm the god of gaming, and I can get
So
through.
That
yeah,
just
I
seems
started the
torturous.
hard mode. No, a lot of
Yeah,
bosses.
it's no problem
I'm not,
for me. I'm a god.
I'm used to getting through a Metroid boss, you know, first or second time or something like that. You know,
Right,
they're
right.
usually pretty hard, but this one, some of them I had to try like 7-8 times, maybe even more. Like on the final boss is a pain in the ass. But my biggest problem with the game is a lot of the boss fights turn into just failing a really small window QuickTime event to counter.
What, really?
Is it like
Yes.
trial and error?
That's garbage, man.
Yes, because after you
Oh.
weaken certain enemies to a certain point, it goes through this motion where it has like this little star that appears for like fraction of a second, and you have to hit it just in time. Otherwise, you have to reset that phase and get them down in health again.
Oh.
And not just once,
That's
but
stupid.
twice, sometimes more, depending on the boss. And it's super obnoxious. That is what knocks me down to giving it a really good score at 8.5. The QuickTime things might even knock it down to an 8 for that kind of thing, because you really have to
Ooh.
react. Like the Emmy sections, which are robots that hunt. You know, there's like 6 in the game, and you can eventually get a
Right.
power to destroy them. But like if they catch you, there is like maybe like a nanosecond to actually counter it, and it's not the same every time. It's like, I swear it has 3 or 4 different times, so you can't just like get it down and boom, it's like you're done. But the best side about that, yeah, my beer's farther away, guys. Lucky. But the best part
Mine's
about that
in the
is,
fridge.
unlike most Metroid games, it's save heavy. There's a lot of save points. There's checkpoints in the game. So like you die, bam, you're right outside the door instead of way back in the wherever the hell you saved last.
Do you feel like
So,
that was just like a, how can we make them fucking drag this game out longer? Put a QTE in.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this game is not going to be friendly to a lot of people that are used to just a certain type of Metroid, because I think the timing of the counters being forced upon you is one kind of game-breaking thing for people that don't like that kind of thing. Over many podcasts, I've said I don't like QuickTime events, so this really just kind of shocked me and kind of put me over the top. But like on battles and stuff like that, you know, there's certain enemies where you have to do it. You don't have to, but it makes it a lot easier. You know, they'll dart at you real fast. So I mean, if you missed a shot and didn't kill them or whatever, you can counter attack them real quick, and you know it stuns them. And right after your counter, you can shoot a really powerful blast. So it takes most enemies out in one hit if you counter in the right time.
I think
So I mean, there's a benefit to it, but again, the bosses just sucked my balls because that just really I hate
Yeah.
QuickTime events, especially when you're forced to redo sections of the battle
fun.
because you miss it.
I think the game looks great. I've seen a lot of it. I think it looks
Oh, it's
great.
beautiful.
I've always liked Metroid as a game. I mean, you know, but
Was there a good story to it? I mean,
As
I've-
good as a Metroid story gets. I mean, she doesn't talk, but there's the
Right.
computer guy, Adam, that talks to you throughout it just to kind of brief you and tell you what you need to do, which is more hand-holdy than any Metroid before that had really been, because it's like, oh, you need to go and find these things before you continue.
I just feel
So
like
you go and
if,
find those things, and then you talk to him again, you need to go do this.
if it had been
You know,
30
it's more
bucks,
direction.
if it had been $30, I probably would have checked it out. I don't want to
Yeah.
spend $60 on this side scroller.
I
it's,
got
it's
hey,
Nintendo, so it'll never be $30.
Ian,
This is
Ian,
true.
I bought the disc copy. You
I
can
know
borrow
you.
it.
Oh, well, I guess I do have a Switch.
You
huh?
have a Switch. You forgot.
That's true, you do.
Oh, I could put the card in. Oh, I'll
Yeah,
check
you
it
can
out.
put the
That
card
thing
in.
has a mountain
Okay,
of
I'll
dust
check it
on
out.
top of it that you
I
pop
mean-
out and play.
What's gonna happen here, and when I check it out, is I'm gonna fight the first boss, and one of those fucking events is gonna happen. I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm
Nope.
out.
This sucks.
Right.
No, but
That's
like
a
I
win.
totally check it out. Oh yeah, okay, I'll borrow from you. But I mean, serious though, as like a person, like I don't feel like it's a $60 game. Like you look at that whole indie play area, it's literally that type of game.
I'd rather play Hollow Knight again.
Hollow Knight, Guacamelee, fucking there's
Guacamelee.
I don't know. There's so many fucking games in that field that I feel like. How many games of that same ilk could you buy with $60 right now on the Nintendo Store?
Many.
That are probably way better than that game.
Yeah,
you can buy the Castlevania collections.
Yeah, well, there's
Castlevania collection for like $10 or less.
Yeah.
So I don't want to shit on the game because I'm sure I bet it looks great. I'm sure it plays great. I mean, Jared's
feels really good to play.
Shared his qualms with it. I'm sure it's a really solid game. I just feel like, man, Nintendo just putting on them glasses and saying, "Fuck it, you're gonna fucking take this heroin, motherfucker."
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are wearing their N-colored glasses to get 10 out of 10 on that.
I got a question. Since you did you ever play Metroid 2: Samus Returns for the 3DS?
I've never owned a 3DS, but currently on my PC, I'm playing another Metroid 2 remake.
Okay.
So I'm playing a fan-made remake that got big from the internet.
Yeah, that one. The one that was in development.
I had a friend who still had it, so it's all good.
That's good. Can you just like slide that under the table?
No, it's in the chat.
Oh, okay.
You just have to.
Oh yeah, it is.
You can just download it. Yeah, it's in the chat.
Yeah. Because I was gonna ask.
Welcome to the glory land.
It's all over the internet still, so I mean, whatever.
I was curious because what I've seen in trailers and gameplay and like reviews is it looks very similar to the same engine that they used for the 3DS Metroid 2 remake, which had sort of the same animations where Samus like swings her arm to like counter things and break projectiles and keep running and gunning sort of thing.
Yeah,
it reminded me a lot of it.
Which the grappling hook I remember being really easy to use in Super Metroid. You could only aim like up at an angle, but this you have to be really specific. So it just got kind of annoying. I'm glad they didn't add much for that, but the analog aiming with the stick is a little hard at times. I would so the best way to play this, of course, is not with your Switch controller. What I have is an 8-bit DOE plugged into my system, so I use my PlayStation 4 controller while playing Metroid. And now, finally, the Switch has Bluetooth, so I have a nice set of Bluetooth headphones that I can use. So that makes it such a better system right there, just adding Bluetooth and having real headphones.
I completely forgot that Bluetooth was even added to the system.
Yes,
oh my God.
They finally caught up with some old technology.
Right.
So yeah, that is a game changer. Like I have, they're okay headphones, but they're better than like using my TV audio super quiet at night. I have kids, so like having headphones on, cranking it up because they really blitzed on the music. Like you start the game, it's got the like every song you remember from Super Metroid at the beginning, all that kind of stuff. They really just get on that, and I'm like, yeah, this sounds awesome. I was like, I'm not gonna play this on that Switch handheld mode because it won't sound as good. So being able to just really go down with some nice headphones is really, really good without wires laying all over the place.
Jared's a huge headphone player. He loves it.
Yeah, I play most of my
it's his favorite way to play video games, I think. Dave, have you played any fucking video games this week or last week, or have you played anything? I think you have. You did beat Zombie Army 4 or some shit.
He did.
Yep.
I think.
So I played and beat Zombie Army Dead War 4 or whatever it's called, and I really enjoyed that. That was actually quite a fun game. I like the different zombies. It kind of failed a little bit, like Sniper Elite. Half of the fun of Sniper Elite is going around and observing the troop formations and the movements and coming up with a plan how you're going to take them out, whereas Zombie Army Dead War was more of a straightforward run and gun. Like, the sniper rifle's useful in places, but most of the time it's just like hordes of zombies, so it's more like machine gun them all and let the devil sort them out. But it was a fun game. I really enjoyed that. And then I also got back into Rocket League a little bit. I played that. I'm actually on gold level for some reason. I don't know how that's happened, but I went up to gold skill level to take a thing from Jared's book of Blow My Own Horn.
Oh my God.
That's great, man.
I played 2 rounds of Hell Let Loose, which seemed like it would be a really good game if I had the time, if I could be asked to really get into it. It just seems like there's a lot going on, and there's a lot more strategy to it than regular shooter.
Is that a multiplayer game or is that a battle royale game?
it's 100-player plus, I think, multiplayer.
But is it battle royale or is it just like death?
No, it's Second World War, and you have like it's split up into like teams of 6 or 4, and you have like a tank team. You have like a team of 6 soldiers, one of who's the commander, and they all communicate. And it's like you're trying to push for, or at least the rounds I played were you were trying to push forward and capture objectives, and
so
it was
Mag.
Oh, it's like
Remember
Mag.
that?
Yeah, kind of
Mag.
like Mag. Mag World War II.
It says on the Steam page here, it's like a first-person shooter with epic battles, 100 players with infantry, tanks, artillery, and a dynamically shifting front and a unique resource-based RTS-inspired metagame. So StarCraft mixed with like Call of Duty.
You can build like the commanders can set up forward posts where people can spawn and stuff, so that you can do it. I mean, it seemed like a great game. It was just it also seemed like a very deep game.
Something the younger Dave would sink hours in.
Yeah, and then maybe spent some time on that, but then I finally stuck Cyberpunk 2077 into my PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
For all the people who say that game looks like arse, but
you're playing on PS5.
It looks fantastic.
Oh yeah, PS5 it looks great. Oh yeah,
I thought it looked good on PS4.
But I feel like I'm not sure if it's that game in the controller settings or something, but I get some terrible like drift where the camera will just like go up to the sky, and it only happens on that game. But then I don't play that many games. It doesn't happen on Rocket League, I suppose. So it's probably only happening on that game. But something.
Have you tried adjusting the controller?
Yeah,
I was about to ask about Dead Zones.
Yeah, I looked at Dead Zones and I tried adjusting Dead Zones, and that made it even worse.
Oh, interesting.
Oh no!
I haven't got round to like resetting the controller and all the rest of it, because I was just like, I'll just set it back to default. It wasn't that bad, and I'll play it. But I know something's going on, and I wasn't sure if it was like the game or whether it was my controller.
Are you gonna stick around? Are you gonna wait till the PS5 version drops? Because it's gonna look way better.
Part of me just wants to play it because I mean it really does look
it's a cool. I loved it.
Fantastic on the PlayStation 5.
I had no issue. I mean, I had a few quits once in a while.
I'm guessing, and that's the other thing. It's been it's almost a year now, so I'm guessing most of the obvious bugs have been fixed. It ain't gonna get any better on the bug front. It will get better on the graphics front.
Well, I had no bugs on PS5. I just had it would quit. It would drop. It would just crash.
That is a bug, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but that's the only one. I never had any of these weird, crazy ones that everyone else had.
But yeah, so I've played a little bit of that, and I'm glad to report that if you have a PlayStation 5 and you're holding off, you may as well not hold off if it's something.
I'm gonna hold off.
Takes you fancy.
Good. I'm waiting for it to go down in price on Steam so I can get them sex mods going.
Yeah, I got plenty of other games to play, so like I'm actually pretty excited for the game. I always have been. I'm gonna wait for the PS5 version.
I've already seen more nudity in that game than I've seen on most of the PlayStation games. I'm quite
PlayStation
surprised.
5 actually, it's surprising that it let it go so far.
Yeah, you can mix and match to your heart's content.
Mm-hmm. It just needs more size options.
I know. I didn't feel myself represented in the options that I was.
I was definitely not represented in the options.
Right.
Oh, boys.
Oh, wow.
All right, Aaron, do you even play video games?
I actually been playing Days Gone quite a bit.
Holy cow!
So my main the only grievance I have about that game, well, a couple grievances, although the first one was fixable, is the motorcycle riding mechanic. If you don't fix that camera, your ass are gonna get dizzy. Like holy crap! Right in the early on, it's like wow.
It does take a bit getting used to. I remember that the motorcycle when I first started was just like. I'm not sure about this.
Right. And then I had to turn it down, the camera sensitivity down to almost nothing, which actually makes it a lot more bearable. But the other thing that bothers me is okay, I'm trying to find. I just completed my first wipeout. Oh God, the hive,
The
nest.
hives, yeah, or the nests,
Those are
yeah.
Gangbang.
yeah, those are right. Well, the thing is, it's like you can find. They make the first couple really easy to find. I mean, obviously they're really easy to find generally, but then you go after there's the last few. They're all in the same place but they don't. It doesn't look like it because the first one's outside, and then the other two or so are in the other side because you trying to complete it. It's okay, I got the last two. Where's the last one? You look all over the place. God damn, I have to go back in there and go again. It's they really need, I hate blow up blank of anything. That's one of my biggest pet peeves because it's not fetch quest, but it's you have to
It's
do
a fetch
it.
quest.
Yeah.
I think you did.
It's a step in fetch quest. Nice.
I hate.
Oh.
Dave's in the dark.
Oh.
Bye, Dave.
Dave's
See you
gone.
tomorrow.
It's Dave's
funny.
gone.
Dave's gone.
Yeah, Dave's
Oh,
Oh.
Hi, Dave.
Welcome
Good
back.
morning.
Yeah, that's funny. All right.
how much time have you sunk into it, and are you going to actually beat it, Aaron?
I feel like this is a potential for beating it because honestly, I didn't think I was gonna. Dave enjoyed it, and I thought, okay, maybe I'll like it because I do have a really weird taste for games when I do play them. I can bounce from fighting game for a little while to sports to RPG.
Should we bet? Should we bet if he's gonna beat it?
No.
We haven't done a challenge in a while.
I'm still waiting
Jesus.
for him to beat what was a game that I was gonna borrow after he was gonna.
I'm still
beat
waiting
it,
for
but,
Aaron to beat a game.
what? No, well he can talk about. I have it on the list, but it was he wanted me to play something.
I played
Prey. Prey. He was supposed to
Prey.
be Prey, so I could play it.
Oh, Aaron has
God.
it, right?
He's
Yeah,
never
I
gonna
don't think
beat
I
that.
played that either. I was waiting for Aaron to.
Hey,
finish
Aaron
it.
recommended Code
Yeah.
Vein, and I actually kind of liked the demo.
The demo's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that demo was interesting.
Yeah, it's an
That
interesting
was
game.
great.
I'm not into those type of games, but that was the most visually appealing types of that game that I was like, oh, I mean, if it's a little more sexier, I'd probably play.
I mean, what can you do with your character in that game? There's a lot of character creation. Isn't
There is. No, there is. Yeah.
It's very deep.
You can, yeah, it surprised me.
I might get it if it goes super. I think it's the cheapest I've seen it is like $14.99. Maybe they'll give it away for free.
Maybe.
Then I'd play it.
Wait,
What if it goes on PS Plus?
That's what I'm saying. If PS Plus they gave it for free, I'd probably play it. So that's the last thing Aaron recommended for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you, Aaron.
Well, how about you, Ian? What are you playing? Or
I'm just playing a collection of stupid shit that no one wants to hear about.
Oh man,
dude. Let's see, what am I playing? So PGA Tour, I love it. It's fucking addicting as fuck. I had no idea that I would fall in love with this fucking stupid sports game. I even played the other night. Ryan and I played 18 holes together, drunk 18 holes. It was, you know what it is, guys? Remember that old game you would play in computer class? On your MS DOS.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically artillery.
Yeah.
It's basically what the fuck PGA Tour is. You're trying to figure out how to shoot it
I didn't
into
even think
the hole.
about that.
And
with a button press at the right time.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And you're just,
going like
but
that.
this has so many more angles and shifts and what weapon you're going to use to shoot the hole.
Wind.
I mean, anyway, I sit there. It's so relaxing.
I get that.
And I annihilate. I got two. Ryan and I bet on the game as golfers do, and I got 2 beers out of him.
Nice.
So I know, come on, baby. So and I'm not that good, but I'm good enough. So I guess. But I've enjoyed that. Dave, Rocket League. Rocket League's a constant, though. You know, we're just always playing it. So
I find that I come and go from it. It's like I say, I haven't played it for a while, but
But when you're missing your friends and you need to like hang out and drink a beer and just fucking do something that's...
Well, none of you guys want to play it.
Well, I've been fucking busy, and then when I came on the night I was free, Ryan and I we did play a couple rounds of Rocket League, and it's like, come on, Ryan, let's play some PGA Tour. And it's like, no. It's like, all right. I was like, wait, I thought you deleted it. No, it's still on here. I was like, yeah. Anyway, and then he ended up liking it because it's funner to play. I mean, I like playing on it just against computers, but he enjoyed playing it as friends. So anyway, with friends. So Rocket League PGA Tour, and then I just made a stupid like random fucking purchase in the hidden gem sale, but it wasn't really a hidden gem. But I still enjoy playing it. It's an awful game. I don't recommend anyone buy it. But I got it for $8.99. Fucking G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe.
Okay, cool.
One console?
It's a third-person shooter, and the characters, you shoot shit. It's
reverse a little. Didn't you play a Hot Wheels game recently as well?
But we're just playing with all the toys.
Yeah, yes, but Jared and I already did that episode.
Oh.
No, Hot Wheels Unleashed, fucking awesome. Like if you want if you want Trackmania Turbo and Burnout in the same game with really cool like modeling of the actual Hot Wheels and just like just great controls. I know it's cheaper than a new game. It's like what, $50? It's like $49.99. I think you guys would all love the game, but I would say wait for it to go on sale.
Still waiting to share play with you.
Yeah, I could share play with the PS5 guys, I guess, but it's super fun. I love it. It's a great game. Yeah, I finished it. Go listen to that episode, Dave.
Yeah. So on share play, I did that this weekend.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I played a whole bunch of Tetris Effect Connected. Because Tetris Effect has a multiplayer mode that nobody has really talked about, and it is the most fun I've ever had playing Tetris, and I love Tetris.
Who'd you play it with?
My daughter and one of her cousins. But it
have
also
to exchange friend codes.
Well, he has a PlayStation as well, but it's cross-platform. You can play it locally or online.
Nice.
It's super cool because your three people are fighting a boss, and you get to watch the boss. Which right now, over this last weekend, you could be the boss with a special event, with special powers and stuff like that. But all three of you have your own Tetris fields to play on. But after you get enough lines, you build up the zone where you all join. All three of them merge into one, and you're all playing on that same field, just stacking up the lines and sending all those blocks over to the boss. And it's so awesome. It's so fun. And whenever you hit the zone, that music just really kicks in. It's just so therapeutic and just gets your blood pumping. It's so amazing. I think everybody needs to shove their face in Tetris Effect, just even for the multiplayer mode. It's so awesome. You can play it online with other people, so you don't have to have friends to play with. You can set, if you want to just do local, you can set your AI to whatever difficulty you want them to play at, and it's really really good. And it just needs to be a thing that everybody plays. It's so good.
How much is it?
Oh,
I was curious.
Not on sale. It's $40.
Okay, because I remember it was made by the same people who did Lemnies, which was another music puzzle game. And I was going to ask if it was like Puyo Puyo Tetris, but you completely answered that question. Yeah,
this is the best version of Tetris I've ever played.
I'm probably
so not because of you guys, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this game for Tony Death. But because of Quentin over here, I installed Destiny 2 on my PC.
Oh, yeah. We still haven't played that.
We haven't played it. I was going to play with him. And I already exchanged... I exchanged...
And then you're about to inject that stuff.
No, but I got something to say. I got something to say about it. And then I exchanged French codes with Jared already. So
yeah,
we're obviously going to play at some point here. I only have base content, obviously.
That's okay.
But I'm...
Same here. I don't have any.
I think I still have it installed on my PlayStation 4, so I'm good to go.
But it's again different. Like this is the... I don't know, this is like the fourth time I've re-rolled like a brand new character in Destiny 2. And again, that opening intro scene is in. Just, what the fuck's going on? Like every year you just reinstall Destiny 2 and like it's a brand new game in the intro. Yet you're doing the same quests, but it's framed totally different. I was like, I can go through this and it's like, who the fuck is this guy I'm talking to in the Cosmodrome? There was no Cosmodrome in Destiny 2. What?
Yeah,
and I'm just like, what's going on here? and then you're going through the Cosmodrome being like, oh, it's the same Cosmodrome, but it's also a different Cosmodrome, and it's just like, what? This is weird. And so I'm kind of like, why buy new content? Why not just wait, and I'll just play the base content every year and just see the new shit that they put in the new game. It's just like, because it's not the same base game ever. Because like the first time I played Destiny 2, I transferred my character over, and so it started me in this right in the hub, and I'm going away. The second time I played it, I rolled a new character with Bill in Stadia, and I had to fight through this stupid story mode with these dogs and shit that in the fucking cold mountain somewhere that I couldn't fucking. That was awful. This one was actually pretty cool, and then on PC, it looks fucking ridiculous. Whoa, it's like your frame rate's crazy, and it's like it feels like a totally different fucking game playing on PC. I can't even like. I played it a little bit on PS5, but on PC it's like it's like there's certain scenes. It's just like, well, this is that scene, but this looks way different. It's just like it's just so noticeably different. It was just interesting. So I'm just like, I'll probably play a little bit. I'm gonna play a little bit. It's still obnoxious as fuck to get around the menus. It's still like, I mean, it still has so many Destiny 2 problems. It's like, come on, man. Can we streamline some of this stuff more? Anyway, but it's funny. You'll never get to play those other versions ever again. Like, there's so many versions of Destiny 2 you'll never play again. It's weird. It's weird to me.
It's wild.
That's like an MMO.
It's exactly.
Always...
Well, see, Activision didn't want to call it an MMO when it was under Activision, but as soon as Bungie left, they're okay with it being called an MMO, and that's exactly what the fuck it is, because it's straight up MMO.
It's an MMO. It's got an open world. There's people everywhere. There's events that you can miss. There's holiday events. Everything's rotating. You're always going to miss something.
All of us, as the Couch Co-op crew, we basically built the Couch Co-op off of the original Destiny. I mean, we played so much of the OG. And we always thought it was kind of an MMO. At least the guys that played MMOs, we always kind of like related it to that. But like Activision's like, no, this is a, what do they call that shit? What was that term for a while? Open. I don't know what that fucking term was. Evolving world, or I don't know. Yeah. Something stupid
or whatever.
Something weird like that, but. Yeah, man. It's fascinating.
I remember getting up early and logging in every morning to do the quests.
Your dailies and shit.
I remember that.
And I got the term. A shared world shooter.
Yeah, shared world shooter. Yeah, that was what Activision wanted to call it. But it's like, that's... If you're swinging a sword, what is it, a shared world slasher? It's like an MMO, motherfucker. Anyway, so Destiny 2, I've been playing. I might get back into that for a little bit.
I beat 2 more games if you want to talk about either of those.
If we want to do it quickly. I mean, we're already an hour in. That's what happens when you have 5 people on the show.
I know. I'll just throw a couple of them out. Santa Monica Studios, that's a pretty big company. I beat one of their games called Here They Lie on PSVR.
Oh, Jesus. That's a launch title.
Like that. It's October. I'm playing scary stuff because I also started.
I commend you for playing anything on VR.
I beat The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about playing that actually.
It was really good.
Yeah, I think I might. I'll probably get to it because I enjoyed the first one.
I can't shit on it unless I play it.
Yeah.
One I take a deuce on because don't get me wrong, I like zombie games. I like those types of drama games, but it's just I couldn't with that one for some reason. It was just like,
I realized what a low bar I have for zombie stuff because I'm watching Fear of the Walking Dead.
No, that gets good though. What season are you in?
I'm in
the 3rd season and it is starting to get good, but
that gets better than the actual show.
The first 2 or 3
Oh,
episodes,
man.
it's like, oh man, this is painful.
I mean, after the second season of actual Walking Dead, I was like, bleh. And then like when they did
I
the
got out of it,
crossover
too.
of Fear the Walking Dead and Walking Dead, that show started to go like got way better. I was like, when Bryn would watch that, I'd be like, I kind of watched that one more over her shoulder.
Yeah, you kind of
Just like,
secretly.
what's that? What's happening?
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm getting to that point, but anyway.
Yeah,
They're off the boat now.
Mhm.
I'll drop it off
I'm on the
Ian's,
boat.
and you can borrow it, Dave.
Oh, I also played a bunch of games as well. Like, I
Name
started-
just rifle them off.
Okay, Ys Oath and Felgana.
No idea what that
Monster
is.
Hunter Rises. It's
Oh,
a
the Monster Hunter
JRPG.
Rises is
Monster Hunter
Switch.
Rise demo.
That's Switch.
I wanna
Oh, the demo.
play
No, the demo's out on PC now. So if you want
I
to
played the
try it
demo
out,
on
it's out
Switch.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Did
demo
you
on
play?
PC.
Did you play World?
Beautiful game.
Monster
Yes.
Hunter World. Such
Yes.
a good
Oh,
game.
Jared and I were hardcore on
Yeah,
that for a long
Ian and
time.
I put a lot of time into that world. Yeah.
I love that game. That was such a good game.
No.
Oh.
All right, come on.
I'm
Next,
still willing to beat the game with you, Aaron.
next one. What's
I
the
know
next game?
you are.
Come on. Quinn.
I started Umurangi Generation. It's an indie game about photography in a post-apocalyptic world controlled by the UN. Really interesting. Stage by stage, you play as a parcel service, and you basically have to take photos of a bunch of different things using lenses. It makes me feel like an actual photographer, despite the fact I've never done photography in my life. It's super interesting. It's really fun.
Okay.
It's like $20.
You know what's funny about that?
That
With
sounds
how people are crazy in love with photography games, that there's not more games like that, and that
Yeah.
somehow the game could judge your photography, your photo, like if there was a way for for the computer to somehow judge it.
It does.
That
Umurangi
one
judges
does.
your photos.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and you could do the Death Stranding thing where people also could factor in the judging too. So like it could
Yeah.
like
That'd
do
be
some kind of
cool.
Metacritic
Yeah.
thing.
I was
Anyway.
thinking that sounds like a Death Stranding.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
thinking this
It's
should be attached to
doable
Death
now.
Stranding, with all the parcels going out. Just take pictures of those.
You know what? That's the other thing. I'm surprised Death Stranding Director's Cut didn't do the Amazon thing where like after you deliver the package, you have to take a photo of it.
Oh
send it?
no!
Like, why didn't they do that? Like, why didn't Kojima like go that meta with that shit? Anyway, that would have been funny. Anyway.
Yeah.
The interesting
would've
thing
got
is
in
that
trouble.
the way the game scores the photos is stuff about like in lore in the game that you don't get until like you actually like look through these levels and actually like there's so many secrets. Like you only have like 24 photos and you have to find reels and you get more and you keep taking pictures, take pictures of your friends. It's just a whole group. It's interesting,
Yeah.
really interesting
Yeah.
game.
That's a Steam game.
Yes, it's also on console. It's on Switch, I think, and PS4.
Okay.
The Blade of Darkness had a re-release on Steam, and its shareware version is a demo that you can play for free. It is an old, I think it's 2001. It's like Souls before Souls, but you can play multiple different characters that have that are better with different weapons. It's really interesting how it like. If you've ever played like Chivalry or Mountain Blade Warband, it's that, but like third person sort of.
Gotcha.
And then I got about halfway through Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, the first part.
Oh, that sounds like an Aaron game. No.
I never played
No, I have
Digimon.
played
Are you into
Digimon?
Digimon,
I played a
Aaron?
game like it.
He's
many
into
moons ago.
Pokemon. He was into Yu-Gi-Oh. I figured Digimon right there, huh?
I did play something like that way back when, but that was. I actually can't remember the name of the one I did play, but
All right.
many moons ago.
Anyone else got something game related they want to talk about? Really quick.
No?
Did
Nope.
anyone play the beta for Battlefield 2042?
Fuck that.
No.
No,
Oh, okay.
actually, I didn't.
I watched
I used
watched
to-
I watched Dr. Disrespect play it.
Oh,
And
okay.
the breakdown was the game sucks, but the sniping's really good.
Okay, cool.
Oh boy, yeah.
Are
I
the
used to play
shotguns any
like
good?
every beta.
I hear it was pretty buggy and it needs some more time to bake, is what I heard.
I heard that it's a hero shooter.
Oh,
I
really?
don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, no, every character has like
Class
mechanics
yeah.
tied to them. Like there's a specific medic character that works like the medic from the original Battlefield games where you can shoot people up with your syringes, but not every character can do that.
And you play these type of games? Because I thought you were like strictly these other type of games. I thought you were strictly games I've never heard of versus fucking Battlefield.
No, I'm very multifaceted. I play a lot of things. I suck at shooters, and I don't play a lot of them. Like I played Rainbow Six Siege, but everyone hates me when I play Siege.
Well, I've never played that, so.
All right, it seems a little involved.
So then we're going to move into couch co-optionals. This is the part of the show where we recommend anything we want from anything that's not a video game. So like TV shows, food, beer, movies, books, comics, music. Quentin, you're the guest.
Boy.
If you need a moment to think about it, we can move on to someone else. Unless you know.
I'd like to recommend this like $20 Logitech controller. This thing's been with me for like 3 years. It's the Logitech, I think. 310. It's not the wireless one. It's fantastic. It's like $20. It shipped to me through Amazon Prime. It is stuck with me through thick and thin, and it still works like it did day one. It's fantastic.
We'll allow it. It's game related,
Nice.
but we'll allow it.
Yeah, we're still all rocking wired Xbox 360 controllers, so
Yeah.
those things are
Right.
pretty good. You just can't get them now.
Yeah.
Jared, what do you got?
I'm just gonna recommend. I mentioned it earlier, and now that I've been playing games that take a little more coordination on the Switch, just get an 8BitDo wireless receiver for your controller, so you can use whatever controller you want. Nobody wants to really spend $70 on a controller just for the Switch. Like most people have the Switch as well as a more powerful console, and using those controllers, which feel a million times better, you can do it for under $20. So
The 8BitDo also works on PC. So not only
Yeah,
Switch, you can
true.
use it on other things. So like if you want to
Yeah.
use a wireless 360 or PS4 controller, or God help you want to use a Joy-Con on a PC, knock yourself out.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
oh,
8BitDo, yeah, those things are so good. If mine breaks, I'm buying another right away.
It's cheap, like $20 or something like that.
Yeah,
and
they're
it-
so good.
Yeah, it's cool. I have one. I recommend. I think
Mhm.
Aaron, you have one too, right? Or no?
An 8-bit yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
I
it as
think,
a.
yeah. Yeah,
It looks like the Mario bricks that you stick in
Yeah,
the,
it's like
in the
little Mario
USB
bricks.
slot. It's
Yeah,
kinda
we
funny.
recommend it 100%. It's a great wireless stick system. Yeah.
The more I see
Right,
8-bit
yeah.
do stuff, it reminds me of like Brooks, which like works for like arcade sticks to work on any
Yeah.
console.
Cool.
Dave, what you
Right.
got?
Well, I hear there's this incredible new production currently going on right now. It's something called the Exploding Boy, and I believe it might be out next year sometime.
So
I keep seeing
Exploding Boy?
these photos.
Well, you know
of,
what?
like,
You're right, Dave. And you know what's
Oh,
funny
boy.
about that?
Exploding
Is like
package and stuff.
I totally forgot to actually say that, but like, so I don't know if you know this. First of all, I've been moved up the ladder. So now it's just everything. So it's co-directed by Monty Wolf and Ian
We lost
Southworth.
Quentin, I think, but
Co-produced by Ian Southworth and Monty Wolf. It's all co now. So like it's my film now more than it was before. So I have to take more responsibility for it. But Quentin here is one of the leads. He's a
Cool.
co-lead in the film. And he's also
Right.
what we coined him on set as the worst boy.
yes,
Being
Worst
that
boy.
he sucks at being a best boy, but we love him
but he's
anyway.
better looking than any of the rest of you, is what you're saying.
Well, I don't know about
Yeah.
that. Come on, Dave. I mean, I look like Keanu Reeves, so let it go. Anyway,
you can play Keanu Reeves in like a Tommy Wiseau. What was that film where James Franco played Tommy Wiseau? You could play Keanu Reeves
in The Room,
Yeah.
Room 2, starring Keanu Reeves,
Yeah,
Keanu
then-
Reeves. Anyway,
and then the movie about The Room too.
anyway, you're
You can
totally
play Keanu
deflecting the fact that you're in this film, Quentin. But yes,
Yes.
he's in this movie. So,
Reeves. I am.
and we've been
Right on.
shooting. So like, it's been sports all week, and then on the weekends we've been shooting. And like this weekend, on Saturday we did a 12-hour day, and that was brutal.
We've done two 12-hour days.
Yeah, but this weekend was like I think it was 12 and a half hours, actually. It was like 9 to 9:30.
Yeah, I
It was a
got
brutal
home
day.
at like 10:30 because I had to wait at Jack.
And then we did another like 6-hour day the next day, or 5-6 hours. Anyway, we're trying. We're trying to make a real movie.
You guys are working hard. Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Can't wait to see it.
Dave's helping a little bit. He built the sign and.
Oh, it's
school.
that Dave.
This is the Dave that he's in the Discord.
Oh my
he's
God.
in that Discord.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Dave and I have worked, and Jared and Aaron have worked out to a certain extent.
You would have seen more of me if I wasn't building an extension.
Dave built my blood squirter. Dave built my dolly. Dave's built a bunch of stuff for my filmmaking past. So anyway.
Yep.
But thanks, Dave, for bringing that up. Thank you. All right. That's the Exploding Boy. We don't really have much to share right now, but hopefully we'll get a trailer or something, a teaser together soon. Anyway, you can find the Exploding Boy on Instagram and Facebook if you're curious. Aaron, what do you want to recommend?
I have a couple things, but one of them is there's I just watched it, the remake of the Mortal Kombat movie. Actually, I really enjoyed that. I didn't think I would. I had very, very, very low expectations going into it.
Yeah, it was solid.
I know, that's exactly what I was about to say. I didn't realize that they're going to do a whole like backstory for Scorpion in that at all. I was kind of I know it's teased in the trailer for the whole the poster itself, but and of course Johnny Cage, but I did not expect any of that. I highly recommend watching it for anybody who loves those type of movies, and it's better than I expected. And then the second thing was, I've been listening to the Problem with Jon Stewart podcast. It's kind of based off the show he does on Apple Plus. He kind of like talks about it, the episode itself, and then he kind of does a little recap of the show like before, and then they actually kind of like film that. They take the audio from that podcast into the show. Show into the podcast. It's really good. If you miss Jon Stewart at all, listen to this podcast, or if you have Apple TV, watch the show and then do the podcast. But I don't have Apple Plus because we have a million of those streaming services. Listen to the podcast. It's free. It's easy to get a hold of. Just aside from this great one that we're doing right now, of course.
So, this is not my pick, but I think the last time we had Dave on, he said Ted Lasso season 2 wasn't as good as season 1, and I disagree 100%.
Now I've watched it all. I've
heard everybody just suck that show's dick.
There was one episode. There was one episode I remember.
There's the weird episode where he goes on the journey.
Coach, yeah, I didn't like that one.
Where Coach Beer goes on a journey, but and that's a weird one to watch. But man, that it goes. They rearrange.
I definitely would reassess, and
Okay. Yeah.
I did feel it could be. I did feel they could have probably dropped it back down to 10 episodes, and it would have been a little more solid.
I know that the Coach Beard episode's weird, but I don't dislike it, and I think it's, I don't know. It's fine.
I can see that.
But I think, but I don't want to talk about that. What I don't also want to talk about is the Many Saints of Newark. The Sopranos. Okay. I don't want to talk about that either because it's not very good. But what I do want to talk about, and Quentin's already heard this maybe.
Yes, I have.
Is that because of that movie, I've been kind of revisiting Sopranos and kind of watching scenes and watching episodes, because Sopranos is the greatest television show of all time, in my opinion. I'm not saying you have to agree with me, because no one agrees with me, because I'm opinionated, but I love Sopranos. And but what was it, Saturday night? Yeah, Saturday night after our 12.5-hour shoot, I came home and I was decompressing, drinking beers, and I said, I'm going to watch the last episode of Sopranos again. And we get to that final scene again that everyone talked about, and I'm watching it, and this time it just hits me like fucking. So like when you watched it the first time, you watched it, and then it's been debated about and talked about a million times. Like, there's all these characters in that scene that, like, oh, these are characters from this episode, and Tony has beef with these characters, and it's clearly this guy who kills him. But I can't believe that I missed it it just kept me up all night. So, like, I watched this fucking episode, and it keeps me up all night because I found when he enters the diner, and then it does this, like, he looks. You see his close up, then it shows the wide of the diner, then it cuts back to him, and then it cuts back to the diner, and he's sitting down in the stool, in the seat where everyone's gonna sit. But those two Tonys are wearing completely different clothing. He's wearing a gray shirt and a black jacket, and then when he's sitting down, he's wearing a gray, white, and black shirt. Like but the shirt looks like it's similar to what he's wearing in the scene where he enters. So then that's the moment where he just has a panic attack, same old, like he's had throughout the entire series, or that's the moment where he dies. Not where the dream happens and all that shit happens, and then the guy goes to the bathroom and everyone thinks the guy kills him and the bell rings. So I'm like, no way, that can't be that simple. I spend in bed, I'm laying in bed reading all these fucking Soprano breakdown articles, the most current ones possible, and no one talks about the clothing. I can't find it anywhere. I can't find anything about the clothing, and I'm literally like, it's totally different. So, like, he either has a panic attack or he has a heart attack, and then in my opinion, is that the reason that Meadow keeps parallel parking back and forth is that the dream or his memory is fading, and they're trying to bring him back to life. They're trying to resuscitate him, and the dream keeps repeating, and then the bell rings and he dies. But spoiler, this fucking show's been out for like 2,000 years. Anyway, that's the point. I just I'm trying to find shit. So now I feel like I have to do a deep dive on YouTube and see if I can find some motherfucker that, like, it's different clothing. There's a different character altogether. And
you need to make the video yourself and put it
I could have. I'm doing it right now, obviously, but no one gives a shit. I don't really care. I don't need that. But I mean, go fucking watch Sopranos. Even if I've spoiled the ending, it's not about the ending. Even, you know what? Honestly, the first 3 seasons are some of the greatest television ever made. You don't even have to finish the run of Sopranos. Just watch those first 3 seasons. It is fucking some of the best shit ever put. And it's the show that has created what modern day television is. So if you love, Battlestar or Expanse or whatever great show that continuing on show, it's like it owes everything to that HBO series because that's the show that started it all. And anyway, sorry for that long drawn out thing, but it's just been sitting inside of me and it's been driving me nuts. Anywho,
I feel like even if you spoiled an ending, like a show like The Sopranos, you need the full context, even for just something like
that's the other thing too. Like, I mean, that mine is just a take, and it's a take. There's so many because that show ends so randomly that maybe he's just still alive. Maybe he walks in. Maybe he walks in and he's just thinking about how he would. Because if you also watch the show, that episode, he's at odds with his entire family. None of them get along with him, and he walks in, and maybe he's just standing there thinking, man, I remember the day I remember a time when my family, we all got together and we were happy, and he's just reliving a moment like that, and that's how it ends. Maybe he doesn't die. Maybe it's just like, my life's shit chaos right now, and I wish my family liked me. I don't know. Maybe it's that simple. Maybe he doesn't die. So there's like so many interpretations, which I'm totally fine with. But that's the beauty of that ending, and that ending pissed so many fucking people off. So.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Sopranos, guys. All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I want to thank you all for listening and remind you that you can leave feedback on Twitbook, Instaface, and Gramter at Couch Co-op Shows, all one word.
No hyphen.
Please remember to please subscribe, share, maybe leave us an iTunes review. That would be awesome. I want to first of all thank Quentin for being on the show for the first time.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Hopefully, we
you guys were great.
Don't scare you off, and you'll come back sometime.
Not at all.
And then obviously I want to thank my boys, Jared, Dave, and Aaron, for joining me here on the couch for Couch Co-op. I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each other.
Be excellent.
Now everyone shut the fuck up. I'm going to play the outro.
Couch Co-op.
Good man.
Couch Co-op.
Found this on my desk, one of my favourite games ever. Comes on cassette tape.
Oh,
Couch Co-op.